Hey guys, it's Mr. Robinson here. We're doing Blue Belt Junior Jabber curriculum, and our first stripe is going to be the white stripe. So we're going to be working on our stand-up defense, which is going to be evade. So we'll start, just come attention, bow for respect. We're going to go ahead and get an action stance number one, just like this. So evade is going to be any time, let's say a punch is coming at us or a kick. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be kind of sliding back, and then we'll slide back into place, okay? Slide back and slide back into place. Now obviously, when we slide, when we move, we want to move whatever direction we're going in first. So I move my back foot first, and then from here I'll bring my front foot with me. So from here, if a kick will come at my belly, I just kind of jump back, and then I want to jump back into place. Here's the thing, I don't want you guys just to get back and stay. I always want to practice evade and come back in. Evade and come back in. That's action stance number one. That was action stance number two. I would be evade and come back in. Evade and come back in. One thing that we do in class a lot with our coaches, or if you want to practice this at home with the little guys, is we'll have a swimming pool noodle, just like this, and our rule of thumb on evading is how far back do you move? We move just enough. So if coach was going to try to hit me in the belly, I want to move just enough to where it clears, and I can get back in and touch it, okay? He comes back at me again, get back, and I can come back in for a touch. Now that touch eventually is going to be a punch or a kick, okay? So one more time, back and back in. Back and back in, back and back in, okay? So that's going to be evade, which is blue belt stripe, white stripe. Okay, we're going to work on blue belt gold stripe, which is our stand-up punching and kicking stripe, okay? And this is going to be a combination. So we're going to start, we got two basic combinations, okay? So from here, if we're going to start with our action stance, our first combination is going to start with our front leg. So if I got my front leg, I might just slide up, throw a roundhouse kick. From here, I'm going to follow up with a 1-2 punch, and then I'm going to finish with the same leg, okay? So if I'm turning to the side here, I'll go roundhouse kick, 1-2, roundhouse kick, just like that. So that'll be our first combination. Our second combination is, I'm in an action stance number one, I'm going to go roundhouse kick, 1-2, then I'm going to follow up with the back leg. Boom, just like that. All right, now, on this rear one, this can be a push kick or a round kick. So if I start here, I go roundhouse kick, 1-2, push kick, or it could be roundhouse kick, 1-2, back leg roundhouse kick, okay? So from here, I bring Coach Gears in. So our first combination was, if he holds for the roundhouse kick, I come up, bang, I fall into a 1-2 punch, and then from here, I'm gonna go straight after that same side again. Now, I might have to slide my foot up, or I might have to just take a step and adjust, just like that. It's not a big deal. One more time. So we're here, roundhouse kick, 1-2, roundhouse kick. That's our first combination. Second combination, it's going to end with the rear leg, okay? So from here I got roundhouse kick, 1-2, back leg roundhouse kick, just like that. All right? It could also be a push kick off the rear leg. I go roundhouse kick, 1-2, here, push kick. Just like that. So, those are our basic combinations. Now, don't get me wrong, at any point, either kick, off the front leg or the rear leg, could be a roundhouse kick or it could be a push kick. But this is just basic curriculum stuff, and we want to get the kids an opportunity to have a good combination for sparring. Okay, now we're going to work on blue belt, blue stripe. This is our self-defense stripe, okay? So we're going to be working what we call our stiff arm escapes. We have three basic reference points that this is going to happen, okay? And these are common, what we call common grabs, okay? So I'm going to have Coach Gears come on in. Alrighty, and we're going to start. So our first one is if somebody gets us in a headlock. So if Mr. Gears grabs me in a headlock just like this, okay? Turn right here. So first thing, when we get in a headlock, I want to be in what we call T position. I don't want my feet in front of his feet. I want 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind. Here, he's got me in a headlock. Now, from here, he's trying to pull my head down. I'm going to take my hands up, and I'm going to frame. So this hand's going to place right on the jaw. That's the back hand. The front hand's going to frame. Then from here, what I'm going to do is push his face and start getting the hole here a little bigger because he's got it nice and tight. Squeeze it nice and tight. Here, boom, I make that hole a little bigger. Now, once that hole gets a little bigger, I'm going to slide out the back door. Boom. And now from here, I disengage, and I got my action stance number one. Okay? So that'll be our first one. Our second one is going to be when somebody comes up underneath our armpits and gives us a bear hug from the front. So from here, let's switch sides here. So from here, if he gets me here just like this, First thing that's gotta happen is I gotta get my butt out. So I'm gonna do what we call a double jump back. So my butt's out and I'm leaning on him. My hands are gonna come up again, and I'm gonna frame, and I'm gonna put that forearm right back in Coach Gears' face again, and I'm gonna push and back my butt away into a disengage. We'll do it on the other side too so you can see. Here, comes up underneath. Here, I get my feet back and I'm pressuring into him. Hands come up, make the frame. Put the frame in front of the face, right on the jawline. I'm gonna push and move my butt back. Boom, just like that, okay? So that'll be our second one from what we call the under the arms bear hug position. Our third reference point is when somebody grabs us by the head with two hands. So from here, if he's got us by the head like this and he's holding my head, he might be trying to move me around. All I want you to do is the same move. Hands come up, grab, make your frame, find their face or their throat, stiff arm. Now here, the thing is as I'm stiff arming, because he might be pulling my head in nice and tight like this, here, I get that frame, I create some space. Now from here, if he hasn't let go, I'm gonna step back and pop my shoulder, and then I go to my disengage. Okay, so that's gonna be our third one, which is the neck grab. All three of these are the same move, 3 different reference points for our self-defense. Okay, now we're gonna move on to blue belt, purple stripe, which is our wrestling techniques. We've got 2 basic techniques. Our first one is gonna be the double leg takedown, and our second one's gonna be the sprawl. So the double leg takedown is an official takedown. The sprawl is the defense to the takedown. So we're gonna start first with just doing the setup to the double leg. This is called duck walk with a pop-up. So I'm gonna start with my left leg in front. So we call this action stance number 1. So from here, I'm in my action stance number 1. I'm gonna squat down just like this, and then I'm gonna slide up. Then from here, I'm gonna cup the back of the knees, and I'm gonna drive this knee to the mat, and then I'm gonna stand back up, okay? That then puts me in an action stance number 2. So I squat, slide up, hooks, drive the knee, and then come back up, okay? So that's something that you could do down the deck or in your living room a kabillion times to get good. And when they do it, they'll do it quick. So they'll squat, slide up, knee pound. Squat, slide up, knee pound, just like that, okay? So that's gonna be the first piece. Okay, now we're gonna get into the actual double leg, okay? So I'm gonna show you a couple different ways to practice it. Our first one is what we call zombie double leg, okay? So Coach Gears is gonna be what we call the zombie. He's gonna put his hands on my shoulders, just like this, okay? So when he does that, I'm gonna decide on what stance I wanna be in. Action stance number 1 or action stance number 2. So if I go back, action stance number 1, I step back, our toes are gonna look like it makes a triangle. From here, I'm gonna squat down and lift his hands up, just like that. Squat down, lift, slide up, hooks. Now from here, I'm gonna pull his knees out from underneath him, drive my knee to the mat, and push with my shoulder. And then I'm gonna land right here in between his legs. He locks his feet up, right to here, okay? Try one more time, okay? So I'm in my stance here, squat, slide up, hooks, and then drop. And then I block the biceps, okay? Now, as they get better, we're gonna do this in wrestling. So let's say from here, let's say coach comes and tries to bear hug me. See, I got his arms, just like this. I'm on the inside tie-ups. So from here, I just lift, and slide up, boom, take it back, okay? So that's one basic reference point we would do in sparring. Our next technique is gonna be the sprawl. The sprawl is a very efficient defense to when somebody is shooting the double leg or trying to tackle you, okay? So how we're gonna start this is, we're gonna start with our feet square, hands in position. We just call this square wrestling stance. I got a kind of little shape going. I'm gonna squat down, put my hands on the mat, drop my hips to the mat, my head is up. My legs are wide. They're not close together like this. They're out wide, my hips are down. Come back up, I'm in my stance, squat, hands, hips, back up. So when the kids are doing it, they're gonna kind of get moving, boom, bop, and come back up, just like this, okay? So that's the basic static exercise. Now we bring coach in. How we start this technique is one person gets down on their knees, puts their head to the side and grabs behind the knees. So he's cupped right to there. When I feel him pulling my legs, I'm going to jump my legs back, put my hips on him. From here, my hips are tight. I'm going to push his hands off my legs, and then I'm going to spin around to the side and get a seatbelt grip, just like this, okay? One more time. Here, I just kind of kick back, clear the hands, spin around to the side, seatbelt grip. So that's what we call static. Now from here, coach was standing up, and let's say we did it from zombie double leg. He gets in position. He gets it in his action stance number one. Here, as he lifts, drops, and goes to shoot, I come back, okay? And we learn how to do it in motion. And then I swim to the side, and I get my seatbelt grip, okay? So that's a basic way to practice the sprawl. All right, we're working on blue belt, red stripe, which is our grappling technique. So we're gonna go over 2 escapes from the turtle. We're going to do a cool sweep from the guard, and we're going to do an awesome finish from the mount for this stripe, okay? So our first thing we're going to start with is our first turtle escape, okay? So our first turtle escape, I'm going to be, Coach and I are going to be facing each other, so I'm going to give you guys a little setup. He's going to grab my head, push it down to the side. When he pushes down to the side, he's going to spin around, and he's going to hug my belly. So he grabs my head, my forearms go to here, and now from here, he's hugging my belly. Now this is a common position, okay? And a common thing for him to do is grab my belly just like that. So what I'm going to do, this is called the trap and roll. So once I feel his arm around my belly, I'm going to grab his arm and pinch my elbow. That same side leg right there, I'm going to straighten it. When I straighten it, I'm going to do a barrel roll and roll him right over the top. Just like that, okay? One more time. This is a super simple one. Snaps me down, spins around, he hugs me. When he hugs, I hug his arm, I straighten my leg, I roll over the top. This elbow touches the floor. Now, once I get to here, I'm going to get back into side control and just lock him down. So this is our first technique. Okay, our second technique from the turtle is what we call sit to guard. So, as coach comes up and he grabs me by the head again, he's going to spin, snap me down, he's going to spin to the side. Now, as he hugs my belly, I might try to hook that arm and do the first technique, but he pulls his arm out because he doesn't want me to do that move because he knows it now. So one more time here. Here I go to hook it, he pulls his arm out. I'm going to post my hands and I'm just going to do a little bear crawl. Bear crawl, and I sit through and pull him right into the guard. And then he postures up just like that. Okay, one more time. Okay, so he grabs me by the head, snaps me down. Boom, I go to grab that arm. Oh, I just sit through and I lock him up right to here in closed guard. Our next technique is going to be from the guard, okay? So this is what we call a sweep. A sweep is when we get from our back to on top, okay? So we're going to start in the closed guard, just like this, okay? A lot of times we're here just like this, and the top guy puts their hands right here on our belly. So what I want to do is I'm going to come underneath and I'm going to create a reference. So when I do this, I'm going to come up like this, and I'm going to pray with my hands. I'm going to pull him just like this. I'm going to hug his head, and I'm going to hug his arm just like that. So I got this arm on the head, this arm on his arm. His response is to push up and sit up. When he does that, I post my hand. So come back down for a second. So by holding on to his neck really tight, I'm going to get a free ride up. So when he pushes, I go free ride, post my hand like a kickstand. The hand on the neck comes over the top and hugs this arm that's on the mat. I unlock my feet, I lift my hips, and I turn and look over my shoulder. And then from here, I'm right on the mat, okay? Or I'm right onto the mount, I'm sorry. All right, one more time. Now, what also could happen is I could just swing his hands out and put them right to there. If his hands are right to there, I can just swing and sit up too, drop my feet, pull this arm nice and tight. Can't be lazy because I'm trying to go that way. If his hand's on the mat, it's never going to work. I pull this nice and tight to my belly, I pull and lift, and then we're right into the mount. Okay, our last technique in the grappling stripe is what we call Americana from the mount. This is a submission. So we call this a shoulder lock. We want it to look like a V when this happens. So I'm going to get the arm like that, and I'm going to make it look like a V, and then I'm going to twist our arm behind their back, okay? When this pain hits the shoulder, the bottom guy needs to tap. Go ahead and give me a tap there. See here, and when he taps the person. He doesn't tap the floor. As he taps the floor, the person on top can't feel it to let it go, okay? And also too, once you put a submission on somebody and they tap, it's an immediate let go, okay? We call it catch and release. So from here, he's in prayer position. I take 2 hands to 1 arm. From here, I'm gonna push that arm down and make it look like a box could fit in there, okay? 90-degree angle. My elbow is gonna go into the crook of the neck. I'm holding it with the top hand. My bottom hand comes underneath his arm, and it grabs my own wrist. Once I get my own wrist, I'm gonna pull this elbow down and make it look like a V. And then from here, I'm gonna lift his elbow, and I'm gonna try and paint his fingers on the mat like it's a paintbrush. He taps, and then I let go. Then I can sit up, I can do the other side, 2 hands down, elbow in the crook of the neck, this hand holding the wrist stays, the other hand comes underneath, grabs the wrist, makes it look like a V, and cranks the shoulder for the Americana lock, okay? Okay, we're in blue belt, black stripe. This is our leadership stripe, okay? So one thing that we're working on with all these little guys is we're teaching them how to be leaders, okay? So what we have is what we call Introduction B. Introduction B is a person that you already know, and you're gonna go say hi to them, okay? Then we're gonna follow up with ask, answer, ask, okay? So how this first part's gonna work, if I have somebody coming in, and let's say Mr. Gears is here, and let's say I just walk in the door and I say, oh, hey, Mr. Gears, how's it going? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, Coach.
So boom, that's the first part. That's Introduction B. Introduction A is I don't know him, so I would be like, oh, hey, how's it going? What's your name?
Oh, my name's Mr. Gears. What's your name?
My name's Mr. Robson. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That's Introduction A because we don't know each other. But now that we know each other, it's, oh, hey, Mr. Gears, good to see you again.
Coach, how are you?
Great. Okay, then, now we're going to move on to ask, answer, ask. This is a great thing to practice at home with your little guys. And what it is to teach them to ask a question, answer the question, and then ask another one. So I'm going to ask Mr. Gears a question. When I ask him, he's going to answer it, and then he has to ask me one back. Hey, Mr. Gears, what do you got going on tomorrow night for Halloween?
Tomorrow night, I think we're going to go trick-or-treating at my sister's house. Very exciting stuff. Are you guys going trick-or-treating?
We actually are going trick-or-treating. We're going to go trick-or-treating at my house. What are you going to be for Halloween?
For Halloween this year, I'm going to dress up like a unicorn.
So, time. So now, he followed up. So the idea is to play that game as long as you can. Ask, answer, ask. And that's a part of our leadership. So we start with an introduction. Hey, Mr. Gears, how's it going? It's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Coach.
Hey, what are you guys doing for Halloween tomorrow?
Going out trick-or-treating. What are you doing?
We're going trick-or-treating as well. You got any big plans for the weekend?
Not a whole lot. I think we're going to take it easy.
Good.
What are you guys doing?
We're just going to chill out too. I got to teach a seminar. It's going to be great. Looking forward to having a good time.
Yeah, that's right.
So boom, there you go. That's our basic leadership skills. Start working with your kids at home with that right now.